Hello, this is Monday morning and I am not going to work because I'm getting some work done on the transmission. And I hope it's gonna go well. It's time for those famous little shifter bushings to get replaced. And I ordered a kit like a year ago. These in there and the pan gasket. I don't even know if that shop's aware that that this transmission takes like type F fluid. What am I talking about? I guess they're professionals, so they know. I'm the one that's not aware of what I'm getting into. So I'm gonna let this warm up and drive over there. It's only 10 minutes away. I'll let you know how it goes. So the transmission repair went pretty well. The guy that was working there, he'd been there for 40 years, so pretty much when I parked the car, he already had the right tools in his hand. And it went super fast. I haven't seen any leaks, and I've been driving the wheels off of this car. I've put about a little bit over 3,000 miles on it, and the one leak that I haven't fixed and it's biting me in the ass right now is the power steering leak, because the seals in the steering box are destroyed, and I think I have rag joint problems. And more recently I realized the bearing in the lower bearing in my steering column might be busted. What happens is when I turn the wheel, the steering shaft goes like this within the column, and that means it creates friction to the shift tube. And when I turn left, the car goes in neutral, and when I reverse and turn right, the car goes from reverse to drive. So that's not very good. And plus I've been adding pretty much a pint of fluid every week in the power steering, so I have to fix it now. I have a few parts, and I'm gonna have to order more, but I took this day off of work and I'm gonna try and rip everything out real quick and figure out what the problem is so I can fix it ASAP, because next Saturday, which is in 8 days, I need to go to a car show 200 miles away. So we'll see how that goes, but let's get started. So I was playing around taking apart the rag joint, and I just thought it'd be interesting to show you exactly what happens when I turn the wheel. So you see that shaft just wobbling left to right? That's just not right. The steering coupler, shift linkage, and tack are off, so I think the only thing holding the column in is these 4 3/8 bolts and those up top here. I believe that it'll come right out after this. Out, and the rag joint as well, and I found that it is in fact torn right here, and it's just starting here. And another thing is, look how worn that stub is. So I'm not sure this was causing my problem, but it's certainly time to change it, so I'm gonna order one. I know that there's a 29 spline one and a 31 spline one, and one of those is discontinued, so of course it's gonna be the one I need. But I'm gonna go on the computer, do some research, and order one of these because I need it ASAP. So in order to order the right coupler, I have to count the splines on the steering shaft, and so oops, I wrapped some tape around the shaft, and now I'm gonna count how many splines there are. So the shaft is a 36 spline one, and there's a 31 spline and a 36 spline coupler on Rock Auto, and the 36 spline that we need is out of stock. So I'm gonna try to find a place locally where they sell the Laris 202. Fingers crossed again. So I called about 6 million places, and no one could sell me the coupler that I need, and it's still being made because it's on the manufacturer's website and everything, but no one can supply it to me right now. So I found one place, which I'm very thankful for, that will rebuild it. So yesterday is the last time you saw me. I shipped it out to the company. It was Friday, and on Monday they're gonna get it, they're gonna rebuild it, and hopefully they can send it back for next Friday, because I'd like to go to a car show in Montreal on Saturday, the July 18th. So we'll see how that goes. Until then, I have some paint work to do underneath the car maybe, but it's kind of humid, so I might just dig around my parts boxes and try to install spare parts that I have, since I'm kind of stuck here. I'd like to replace the steering box right now, but I'm missing one huge socket. So it's like 1/5/16, and I have a friend that might swing by with his impact, and I'm gonna go grab a socket, and we're gonna remove the pitman arm and everything. So that's where I'm at right now. I decided I'm gonna try and get these parts looking a little snazzier. These seal the steering column to the firewall, and I'm gonna go buy some rubber sheets, I think, and replicate those gaskets. There's one here and one on the firewall. So that's what I'm gonna do for now, I think, and I'll keep you updated as usual. The steering box is out. My friend came over, and we went to the store, bought a big 34mm socket because we couldn't find the right imperial socket for this, for this nut here on the pitman arm. And basically, once we had the socket, it took 10 minutes to take the steering box out. Even those big 3/4 inch bolts here on the frame, they just spun right out with that big Milwaukee impact. So I'm so happy that this is finally out. As you can see, it's super greasy, like scandalous, but now it's going to be fixed with the new dry one, and hopefully the rebuilt steering damper will keep all of the shafts nice and centered, so the seals don't get destroyed anymore, and I can go back on the road. So that's it for now. Just a quick look now that I'm back in the shop. So this is our old steering box, which obviously has been leaking for a while, and this steering box came from my buddy who actually sold me the car, and he had this one spare in his stash, and it appears to have like brand new seals. So I'm gonna hope for no leaks, but even if this does start leaking at some point, I'll just send this one out to get rebuilt and swap them out again on a sunny day. And this is my column, which I hope is gonna be fixed with that new coupler. I've been painting some hardware, like I mentioned earlier. This metal was pitted like crazy. It was about to just blow through, so any paint on this is just going to protect it. I know it's not pretty, but it's all hidden bit underneath the carpet and the floor. So as long as it's protected from the rust, I'm happy with it. Well, the steering box is now out. The replacement is right there, and the rack joint is on its way here. Actually, it's on its way to get rebuilt, but you know what I mean. And I also ordered my own, my very own Milwaukee impact. I can tell now that it's very useful, and I hope it's gonna pay for itself over time. So anyway, I'll wrap this video up right now and let you know when the parts come in, and start filming again when I reinstall things up. Thanks for watching.